Advising is a no-no in coaching.
Oh.
Because in coaching, you've got to ask the thought-provoking questions that would allow him or her to think and find the right answers coming from him or her. Because what will happen if you advise or tell them you're like this with all your care, they will never own it. Sabi yan ni Coach Tina eh. Pag may bumulilyaso, si Coach kasi.
Our guest for today sa From the Heart ay walang iba kundi isang leadership coach, human capital consultant, and someone who has spent 26 years in leadership development. So kung pag-uusapan ay leadership, workplace growth, office culture, at bakit nga ba merong mga empleyado na nakakatagal sa isang kumpanya kahit hindi kalakihan ng sweldo, at bakit may mga umaalis kahit na well-paid sila. Napakarami nating gustong itanong sa kanya ngayong araw na ito, and I'm sure marami tayo matututunan for this pod episode. Kaya kasama po natin ngayon the one and the only content creator, Miss Tina Sioson. Hello, ma'am. Good morning.
Thank you. Thank you for having me this morning.
Thank you so much for saying yes. Medyo off the air, marami-rami na kaming napagchikahan. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, marami tayo matututunan ngayon. Pero siguro, we want to deep dive kung sino ba si Miss Tina Sioson. Bago po kayo naging content creator, bago namin kayo napanood online, teaching about leadership stuff, saan po ba kayo muna nagtatrabaho noon?
I used to be in the corporate world.
Okay.
I used to be in the consulting world, and then in the corporate world, I used to be with Globe. I'm vice president for HR in that capacity. And then I was introduced to coaching.
Sino po nag-introduce sa inyo ng mundo ng coaching?
There was a friend of mine who is a master coach, no? Got me into, I was a coachee in the past. I
Coachee.
was a coachee.
Oo.
And it allowed me to understand the value and the transformative power.
Did you ever think na dito kayo mapupunta?
I never planned to do that. Basta ang crystal clear sa akin siya is I'd like to build better leaders for the next generation to come. No longer for me but for my children and their next of kin. Naniniwala ako gaganda pa ang leadership dito sa country natin. Whether that's coming from private, government, NGO, it will. But I need to do my part. In terms of the pathway, it could be corporate and that's where I came from. But coaching opened the avenue because, and social media opened more avenue because I was able to touch more lives in the process. No?
What year was that when this coach gave you an idea na, Miss Tina, pwede ka sa coaching world?
2016, 2017, siguro mga ganon. Natagal na. And I did not immediately get into professional coaching, but I was coaching inside my organization.
Okay.
And I'm coaching leaders inside the organization. And you know, even up to now, those clients of mine whom I have coached in my former organization, they reach out to me for coaching. So ngayon, professional clients ko na sila.
Is there a school for that bago po matawag na isang professional coach? Paano po ba yun?
There's a lot of coaching schools in the country, but being president of ICF, International Coaching Federation, I would always endorse those coaching schools that is credentialed by International Coaching Federation. And we do have schools here in the Philippines. We do have Benchmark, we do have Haraya, we do have Leadership in Motion, and there's a lot more.
Marami pang
no?
iba.
Oo, but we have to be very mindful in terms of choosing the coaching school.
Oo.
Because there's a lot who can claim they are coaches.
Yeah.
ICF cha is the gold standard. Ang hirap maka-credential sa ICF. I would be very honest with you.
It's
no?
one of the best schools.
One of the best credentialing body
Credential.
globally.
Sa ngayon po, sabi nyo, meron na tayo niyan. Doon, pag pumasok ka, pwede ka mamili halimbawa ng specialization mo. For example, leadership coaching, life coaching. Ganun po yung mangyayari?
Yes. Actually, the courses are straightforward. No, it's general enough. But as you practice, you would see your niche. Oo, lalabas siya.
So, when you started, you didn't know na you're for leadership.
I didn't know there were those who would ask me for career
So,
coaching.
broad siya.
Oo.
Broad, okay.
There were those who would ask me for career coaching. I can do career coaching. But as I practice, practice, I learned that my niche, and it's aligned with my personal purpose
Is
in life,
leadership.
is leadership
Because for the longest
coaching.
time, you have been with the corporate world and yun na talaga yung ginagawa mo.
And I really believe that the leaders can pivot the organization, not only the profitability of the organization, but also the culture of the
Malaking
organization.
bagay ang leader sa
Malaking
ikagaganda
bagay.
ng kumpanya.
Sabi nga, talents join an organization, but they leave leaders.
Marami akong kilala na ganun yung experience.
Oo,
They love the company,
Oo.
pero yung ka-work nila or yung leader nila, hindi nila
Oo.
kasundo or gusto.
Oo.
At ito yung mga tinutulungan nyo, yung mga, not just leaders, but also the employees on how to navigate
Yes,
through
that's
this world.
part of it, no? How they can navigate the corporate life because
Yeah.
hindi naman siya madali.
Yes.
But beyond that, how can we navigate the crisis, the polycrisis world that we are in right now? Diba? Minsan you don't have to be in the corporate world eh. And coaching does not only apply in the corporate world, siya, no? Even people who are, I've had reach outs coming from entrepreneurs.
Yeah,
Small
true.
to medium
Totoo yan.
enterprises, they would want to posture their business so that they can scale up from medium to large, or they are small and they would like to organize. No? So that now links up with my competence not only in coaching but also in consulting. So I also do consulting for different organizations.
Miss Tina, yung credential firm na pinag-uusapan natin kanina, kung saan pwedeng mag-undergo yung mga coaches na ngayon, mahal po siya.
It would have a certain investment.
Okay.
No, it would have. I don't know the current price now.
But
of
during your
how
time.
the different organizations or schools, siguro mga less than 100,000.
Okay, and if it's worth it naman sa
It
may
is
tutulong
worth
sa'yo,
it
di ba?
because if you're a credentialed coach, you can actually charge a little more.
Okay.
Oo. In the US and European countries where coaching is more progressive and more advanced, if I'm not mistaken, the latest research of International Coaching Federation is nasa $250 per hour.
Per hour.
Sa Philippines, Asia, not only
Oo,
Philippines, that's approximating to 200 tayo.
Nung napasok ka na sa mundo na yan, did you love it right away? Or medyo may mga times din na parang feeling mo, babalik na lang kaya ako sa corporate world. Mahirap po ba? Paano?
I never had that thought of babalik ako sa corporate world. Very fulfilling siya because you see the transformation in the different leaders, in the different talents that you are coaching. Ang power kasi ng coaching siya is in the person. The role of the coach is to unleash that power inside
That potential inside
that
you.
potential inside you. And you will never be dependent on the coach. The idea of the coach is dapat after several sessions, kaya mo na on your own. You should not be dependent on any coach.
Okay.
Kasi the power is inside you. Coaching is appropriate for talents who are well and whole. Ibig sabihin, lahat naman tayo as a talent, we are well and whole. But there are talents also that is in that phase of their life, they are undergoing something. And thus, it is the courage of the coach to identify that kahit magbabayad siya sa'yo because you will not be able to address that. Meaning, coaching is not the solution. Sometimes a person may need counseling
Okay.
because there are, baggages in the past that needs to be, that's the difference of
Addressed.
counseling and coaching. And sometimes the client may need psychiatric help. The coach will have to have that courage to identify that and refer them to the right discipline.
So this is a holistic approach.
It
Hindi
is,
lang siya,
it
basta
is.
si coach lang pag kinausap mo, okay ka na agad.
Oo. And now the need for what we call team coaching is also being pervasive. Meaning, it's not only the individual that you are coaching and unleashing, it's the group of leaders.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, leaders are individually good, but they are not collectively better. Para silang superstars,
Okay.
di ba, in the PBA or NBA. You don't need all superstars. You need a great team.
Okay.
So sometimes they are individually good, but working together, that's where
Nahihirapan
they
sila.
falter. O kasi
Yun na.
magaling lahat.
Magaling sila mag-isa pero pag sinama mo na sa team, dun sila hirap.
Exactly.
And most of the leaders are like that.
Yes. And the thrust of team coaching is to allow them to work better. It's not team building. It's team coaching because you give them certain tools that they can make use of even without you as a team coach. And as they do that, they would see, oh, this is actually how we should be conducting ourselves.
So most of the leaders that you have coached, ganun talaga sila. They're so good alone, pero pag sinama mo na with their team, hirap. Gaano katagal bago sila naging okay? I'm curious.
Usually, my practice is 6 months.
Okay.
Meaning, once a month coaching yun.
Once a month lang.
Oo.
Okay.
Some coaches would request for, can we extend this,
Yeah.
Coach Tina? I am the one who would say, try to live your life without me. Let's say in the next 2
Ayaw
months.
mo rin sila mag-independent sa'yo.
Oo. Kasi that
That's
would be my
nice.
failure, cha.
Yeah.
Pagka naging dependent sila sa akin, then I failed to empower them.
Oh, kasi yung ibang coach baka mas gusto nila, sige dito lang kayo. Para lagi tayo. Di ba? I mean, for sure, there are people
Siyempre,
who
may
are like
kita
that.
ka
Pero
eh.
ikaw iba. Ayaw mo sila maging dependent
Oo,
sa'yo. Mas
kasi-
gusto mo for them to fly na agad. Kung
Oo.
kayang mas
Oo.
maaga.
And are there coaches that come back? Yes.
Mhm.
But they come back for a reason. I had a coachee who came to me because he's coming into a career orbit from a senior executive to a CEO. So after several years, balik siya, Coach Tina, I need you. I'm changing my role from a senior executive to a CEO. I need coaching. Tapos na, successful CEO na. After several years na naman, eto na naman, Coach Tina, I need you. Why? Because from being a CEO, I'm now entering the role of an executive board member.
Wow.
How do I change paradigm? Nangyayari yun that they come back but for a different reason.
And there's nothing wrong with asking for help, di ba? Right?
Nothing.
Especially if medyo ganong kalaki na yung changes sa role na meron tayo. Iniisip
yes.
kasi nung iba, pag nagpapalit ng role, mapa sa opisina man yan or kung saan, hindi mo kailangan ng tulong eh. Pero baka kaya tayo nabibigla dun sa mga duties and roles that we have inside our
org.
company or the org. Dahil hindi tayo dumadaan sa ganitong klase ng assessment and coaching, right?
You made a very, very important point as you discuss now. Some leaders do not have that recognition and perhaps humility to say, I need help. Even coaches, kami, we do
Kailangan
have
din.
our coach.
Oo.
Kino-coach din kami. So everyone needs that. To be successful as coachee, that humility and vulnerability will have to be there.
What is leadership for you, Miss Tina?
It is the ability to influence. Whether that influence is for results or influence the people towards working with you towards a certain goal, no, so that you can achieve the results. So that's leadership for me.
Hindi siya title lang. Oo, hindi siya
Definitely,
ganon.
hindi siya title.
Oo.
Oo. That's the last definition of leadership. Because I've seen a lot. Siguro ikaw din. Let's say, have you had leaders na hindi mo na siya leader, wala na siyang title sa'yo, but you would still follow pag naghingi ng favor. Diba?
Yes,
So
definitely.
that is
Oo.
influence. Wala naman siyang positional power over you. Wala na siyang magagawa sa performance evaluation mo,
Oo,
diba?
yeah.
But still, you will find time. You will scope that time para magawa yung project na hinihingi niya. So that goes beyond title. So that is really influence.
Oo. Sa mga leaders na nakikinig sa atin ngayon, paano nila malalaman that they are effective leaders?
If you would strip off all the expectations about leaders, dalawa lang ang ida-deliver ng leader. Number 1, performance. Kaya nga tayo binabayaran, di ba, ng company. You need to be able to lead for your people to perform. But the other one, which is not obvious, is actually engagement. The leader's responsibility is both performance and engagement. And quite frankly, the engagement is the one that will drive or shape the culture of the organization. So, ganong kalaki yung role ng leader in shaping the culture.
Yeah.
No?
Pero which one's more important? Yung performance or yung engagement?
Kasi kung titingnan mo ang performance, that is all about competence. On the assumption na tama ang puso ng na-recruit mo, then competence is easier to develop eh. Tulungan mo lang, send them to the right development interventions, mentor them, or perhaps coach them. But in engagement, it would require the leader to have that connection, that authentic connection with their people.
Mahirap ba yun?
Ay, naku naman, Cha. Yun yung
Or
mas
meron bang mga
mahirap.
leaders na talagang born sila, gifted sila, na
No.
kaya nila kumunik agad
It
sa
can
tao?
be learned,
It can be
except
learned.
that some leaders, their connection does not land with authenticity. Kasi the authenticity kasi is you have no single agenda. You're really there because you want that talent, to get to know that talent, for that talent to be successful. So papalabas yung energy mo. Now, I cannot say that all leaders are already at that stage. No, we cannot blame them because each and every one of us, you and me included, we do have our own journey. I think the important thing when it comes to connecting with your people, engaging your people, is that you know how trustworthiness is built. Trustworthiness is all about competence. So that's the easiest. The competence is the easiest. Now the other one is character.
Okay.
You should have the heart. You should have that personality. Di ba merong ganon?
Lovable. What if hindi
na to be-
charismatic ang leader?
O hindi kailangang lovable lagi.
Okay.
Because there are leaders who can be firm but pleasant.
Ano ba dapat ang leader? Mas minamahal or mas kinatatakutan?
You cannot go into the extreme.
Okay.
You just have to be authentic.
Okay.
Because if you're authentic, when you are angry, your people would understand why. When you are happy and you're very grateful to them, they know you are true in that gratitude. Kasi we are all human beings eh. Alam naman natin yun eh. So, competence, character, and then ito yung pinakamahirap siya, care. Caring is about being present when they need a leader. It's about checking in with them, not about the job, but it's about checking in with them about how they are, especially in this it's not pandemic season, but we are in a crisis
Yeah,
situation
yeah.
now, 'di ba?
True.
So, nag-check in ba kayo para sa kamusta na ang mga tao ninyo beyond work? So, that's the care that is needed. Kasi ang tao naman, alam naman nila kahit companies, naghihirap eh, nagtatighten ng belt in this fuel situation natin. No? What they needed to feel is that they are being supported, not financially, but they are supported morally and emotionally. So yun yung situation that we all are in. But we do need to have that presence, that care sa tao natin. And yung tatlong yon over our own intention, no? Yun ang magbibigay ng trustworthiness. Kasi it is earned eh. Trustworthiness is earned. So hindi porket magaling ka, competent, magiging mabuti kang leader.
Paano, Miss Dina, hindi lahat pwede maging leader?
Oo, there are talents who can be good leaders. There are talents who are better as individual contributors.
And you tell it to them na you know what, you're better as...
No, in
Paano?
coaching, sila ang magdi-discern. Advising is a no-no in coaching.
Oh.
Because in coaching, you've got to ask the thought-provoking questions that would allow him or her to think and find the right answers coming from him or her. Because what will happen if you advise or tell them you're like this with all your care, they will never own it. Sabi yan ni Coach Tina eh.
Ang galing.
Then, pag may bumulilyaso, si Coach kasi. But the power of coaching is you're allowing them. You even allow them to make mistakes, and the mistakes are able to harvest the learnings, the
And to answer the
insights.
questions, right?
Mm-mm,
That is so
mm-mm.
nice. This
And-
is the first time I've heard of it na ang mga coach hindi sila nag-a-advise. You are the one who's going to realize after yung session
Mm-mm.
kung
So,
saan ka talaga
oo.
dapat.
So the skill of the coach is in really being present for your people, whoever you're talking to ask the right questions, a thought-provoking question, and to evoke that awareness on the part of the talent. Kasi ang solution nga ang power nasa kanya.
Eto, para sa mga nanonood at nakikinig sa atin ngayon na gusto na nilang maging leader, gusto na nilang ma-promote, gusto nila to up their game, pero hindi sila sure kung ready ba sila sa responsibility. Yun ba ibig sabihin nun, kinakailangan lumapit na sa coach?
I will give you a point of view.
Okay.
Even in succession, even in promotion, walang sakto. So, leaders in an organization will have to take that risk, bringing in a person for a promotee to a certain position or a successor to a certain position, no? And then enable them along the way because walang sakto.
Okay.
Oo. So I don't know if that answered your
Yeah.
question,
I
Cha.
mean, parang in a sense, you'll never know if you're ready unless you take it. Something like that.
Unless you're there. Oo.
Oo.
And you're being guided. Kahit nakaupo ka na doon, you've got to be guided by your seniors, your leaders.
Oo.
And you've got, babalik na naman ako, you've got to have that humility that I need help. No, yun kasi yung ine-emphasize ko because not all talents would have humility.
Paano kung nasanay nga ang isang leader na wala siyang humility, nakarating ako dito eh. Nababago pa po ba yun?
The clear answer
Is
is yes. But meron niyang qualifier
Okay.
kung gusto niyang tulungan ang sarili niya.
Oo.
Because the coach can do 50% of the work. No, enlightening, awakening, etc., etc.
The other
But
half?
the other half, kailangan yung talent, gusto niyang tulungan yung sarili niya. And how do we? There's a formula for change, di ba? So dapat merong recognition of the compelling need yung tao na kailangan ko ng tulong. What brought me here will not bring me to where I want to be after a year or two. That's a clear recognition. Or maaring, I do have a vision. Gusto ko tong marating, pero hindi ko pa alam paano. No? And then the coach would help him or her find perhaps the first 3 steps, or perhaps what's blocking you, what's hindering you from unleashing that. That's the power of coaching.
Anong pinakamahirap i-coach? Leader na boomer? Leader na millennial? Or leader na Gen Z? Iba-iba kasi yan eh.
There is no such thing as, dati akala ko ganun siya eh, yung old dogs cannot learn
hindi na
new
matuturuan
tricks.
ng bagong tricks.
Oo.
True.
Hindi. You know what allows us to be slow in change? It is our attachment to the present. Our attachment to the present allows us ngayon yung nade-delay. Bakit yung iba, ang bilis nila dun sa change curve, pero still the others, na-stuck sila. Diba? It's because of the attachment to the present or to the past. No, attachment to the past. That's one. Number 2, it's the pride. That recognition na hindi niya nire-recognize na kailangan niya ng tulong or kailangan niyang magbago. Again, it will make the person get stuck.
Okay.
Yon. So, wala namang rocket science dito sa pinag-uusapan natin siya. No? But it has something to do with how the person's mindset work. That little something inside our head,
Yeah.
napaka-powerful niyan.
Ano kadalasan yung naririnig mo na problema sa mga leaders?
I'm always right.
Is that the narcissistic
Parang ganun.
kind of
Pero yung,
thing or trait?
oo, it's
Narc ba yan?
it's my way or the highway. Yung ganon. You know, the advent of the different learnings in leadership, the advent of coaching now, In fact, a lot of organizations, they're democratizing coaching. Kasi dati, the opportunity to be coached in organizations only lies on those that are successors, that are on the top, key leaders. No? Ngayon, organizations are learning to democratize.
Yeah.
Kasi ang laki nung naitutulong sa mindset and mind shift. No? So there are two things that is happening now. This is the wave, no? Organizations are now bringing in coaching dun sa middle leaders nila. And the top leaders and the middle leaders are now being taught how to coach. Not to be professional coaches like us, but to be just to learn the basic skill of coaching so that they would know how to communicate or have a conversation with their teammates. Kasi coaching is really a conversation. Walang rocket science sa kanya. It's just that may skill, may techniques yung conversation so that you can unleash the power inside the person.
Okay. Sabi mo yung pinaka-dangerous is my
Point
way
of
or
the highway.
the highway. My way
Lagi
or the
siyang tama
highway.
eh.
Na madalas malamang may mga nakaka-relate dyan. Ano yun? Bakit may mga ganun? Control issues ba yan? Insecurity? Dahil baka nakikita nila, mas magaling sa kanila yung tao nila. Lack of empathy. Saan nanggagaling
there are
yun?
two things na nakikita ko that is potentially, tama ka, pwedeng control issues, no? If the organization aims for results, di ba it's easier naman talaga kung siya yung magko-control. Mas mataas yung probability ng results na makuha niya in the best quality na gusto niya. But this is my question there. What are you raising? Are you raising followers or are you raising next level leaders? Pag wala ka na, then followers yung na-raise mo.
So may trust issues.
Yes, kaakibat nun yun. And the trust may be they're having difficulty trusting because they're not sure if they would deliver on the right quality of
ng
output.
same level ng quality niya.
Yes, kasi may standards ako.
Correct.
The other one now, no, because yung trust issues na yun, and I would tell you, kasi hindi siya connected sa tao niya. The leader doesn't even know the people that he's working with. I just know you from your name. You're just a number in my team. Paano natin ibababa yung trust issues na yon? Get to know your talents. Get to know your people. Check in with them. Have conversations with them. That is not about work.
What's the right way to approach leaders? Sasabihin na natin medyo tough.
Number one, nire-recognize ko yun na yung takot na yun maaaring nandun. And there's a possibility that the person will not speak up because of that. But this is where, kung kaninang sinasabi ko, leaders, kailangan mag-take sila ng risk in trusting their people. Kailangan una ang leader magtitiwala. I'll tell you my practice. I will trust you until you prove me wrong. Up to now, wala pang nagpo-prove sa akin ng wrong. Because
kasi ayaw ka nila i-disappoint.
Right. And people rise to the occasion. They really rise to the occasion. Pero kasama, una yung nagsumugal ako. Sumugal ako sa pagtitiwala.
At yun ang kailangan gawin ng leaders. Sugalan nila yung mga tao nila.
Now, the other side of it is these employees na feeling ko hindi ako pinagtitiwalaan ni boss. You've got to gather enough courage to have that conversation with your leader.
You gotta tell the boss.
Yeah. If not for yourself na pagtiwalaan mo naman ako, boss, magaling naman ako, blah, blah, blah. At the very least, that feedback will allow your boss to be better. Now, does that mean mag-action siya? There's no guarantee.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee.
Tama, agree.
But still do it. Be courageous enough to provide the feedback. There is a way to provide that with respect. Remember, whatever they do with our feedback, hindi na natin kontrolado yon. Hindi natin hawak yon. But what is within our control is the behavior that we will do, the action that we would take if we know that the leader is not behaving well.
Gano'n na kadami yung na-coach mo na umalis sa company because of their managers or leaders or bosses?
So far, after the coaching, they
Oo.
are able to understand that there is
Okay, that's
value.
nice.
So
Oo.
it's a change in paradigm. They
Okay.
take responsibility for their own actions and feelings. And that's part of coaching. No, you empower them, no? Now, does that mean walang nagle-let go? Meron. As shared earlier, they join an excellent organization, no, but they leave leaders. And that's their choice. Basta ang lagi kong sinasabi sa kanila is, you have no guarantee.
That your next leader.
Right.
I want to touch on that.
Oo.
Kasi madalas ko rin yan naririnig sa mga mas may experience na sa akin. You know what? Nagrereklamo ka dyan. But you'll never know. Baka yung next boss mo or next leader mo, mas grabe pa.
Totoo naman.
How will you know if it's really time? If you've had enough?
Sometimes you would feel it that I have outgrown the role. Alam mo na yung role, routine na yung role,
Wala nang challenge?
wala nang challenge, or the successor that you've been preparing is already ready. Then you've got to pave the way for that. Whether you move to a different role inside the organization or you move outside the organization. Because you have to perpetuate that eh. You've got to perpetuate the continuity of those leaders coming in.
Itong mga leaders na to that you're coaching, may mga pagkakataon di ba nahihirapan sila to leave the company?
Oh yes.
Lalo pa time na, halimbawa retirement age na pero gusto pa mag-work pero gusto pa rin maging leader. Ayun na yung successor niya, ready na. Pero hindi gusto ko pa rin eh. Tina, this is my life, this is my passion. I mean, paano yung ganung,
if they went through
ganung eksena,
if
Miss
they
Tina?
went through my coaching, usually they know what to do. Kasi bukas na option sa kanila eh. Bukas na yung option sila that they could do a lot more, etc., etc.
Aside from work.
Aside
Yeah,
from work,
oo.
no? But yung sinasabi mo, Cha, is real. They may not be my coaches. Minsan participants ko lamang sa leadership development. Minsan naaawa ako kasi they could do a lot more and live
There's
life.
more to life than
Oo,
work.
live life. But ito na yung nakagis na nila. And sometimes they now associate their self-esteem
And self-worth.
with work.
Parang wala silang ibang identity other than work. So ngayon po, mas tinuturuan nyo na yung mga leaders na hindi dapat ganon.
Oo, whether in leadership development or in
Yung
coaching.
mga bata nating mga leaders ngayon, mas
Oo.
open na ba sila? Na
Oh,
hindi
yes.
lang work ang mundo?
And hindi mo maaasahan ng Gen Z. This is not to Gen Z.
It's really true.
Hindi mo sila maasahan that they will just stick to one nature of job. I have a coachee. Sabi niya, Coach Tina, ang bilis magtrabaho ng Gen Z. Sobra siyang bumilib kasi digital native di ba?
Yeah.
So, ginawa ko, ma'am. So, wala na raw siyang gagawin. Ma'am, dinagdagan ko. Ano ngayon nangyari? Ma'am, umalis. Bakit umalis? Dinagdagan ko raw siya. I thought the person was asking for that, no? So apparently, the older generation kasi, we structure roles or jobs na yun lang ang ginagawa. Thin. Ang Gen Z works on a multiple. Dapat iba-iba yung ginagawa nila. That's how they are. And thus, anong ramification nito or anong implication nito sa atin? Leaders and organization owners, dapat tingnan din natin how our jobs are constructed.
That ina-align na natin dito sa mga Gen Zs.
Because realistically, nandyan sila.
At sila ang susunod
Give it
na
9
leaders.
give it 9 more years, Gen Alpha is coming in.
Yeah.
9 more years, nasa workforce na rin ng Gen
So
Alpha.
hindi na natin pwede ituro sa kanila kung paano tayo mag-work. We have to adopt yung company natin or organizational structure natin sa work patterns nila. Ganun ba yun?
So, you don't lose your own organization identity. But there are things in your organization that can be tweaked. For example, your job design. Sorry to sound HRish, but kung paano ginagawa ang isang trabaho. Kung dati ang trabaho palalim, you go deeper and deeper and deeper into that role. Now perhaps it's the breadth of the different roles that will make them stick. I've received a lot of feedback Bakit naman daw napaka-clingy na itong mga Gen Zs na to? They're very emo and clingy. So I explain it this way to leaders, more senior leaders. Because they grew up with the device. And the device will not give them authenticity. So for every single tinge of authenticity na nakita nila sa leader nila, sobrang aakapin nila yon. Because that is something lacking in their development. So hindi sila emo or hindi rin sila clingy. But they saw something. They saw an authenticity in you that they look up to.
At kapag ganun, ang leader ng Gen Z, tatagal sila.
Tatagal sila.
O kasi most
Tatagal
of
sila.
them, if not all, kilala natin, palipat-lipat talaga sila ngayon.
Tapos we label them job hoppers.
Yeah,
ganyan,
job
yun.
hoppers. Although that kind of attitude nawala sa aming mga millennials and even sa mga boomers, I look up to it. Kasi nga, di sila natatakot to find new jobs, find new opportunities. Unlike sa amin sa era namin, Miss Tina, I don't know with boomers din, may fear kayo na pag lumipat ba ako doon, eto rin ba? Ganito rin ba yung mangyayari sa akin? Or yung uncertainty, may ganun tayo. Sa kanila parang go with the flow. I mean like, ganun sila, ganun kalakas yung loob nila.
The Gen Zs are, because nga digital natives, di ba? And they grew up, bukas na ang mundo sa LGBTQ,
Yes,
di ba?
yes,
Okay
yes.
na yan.
Yeah.
Same-sex marriage is okay. So mas bukas yung pananaw nila. They grew up na devices ang katabi nila. 4 screens, 5 screens.
Kaya nila.
Oo,
Oh
ako
my
nga
gosh,
nalilito
ang
na
hirap
ako sa
nun.
3 sa 2
Oo.
Di ba?
Oo.
So they-
Although there are studies na sinasabi hindi daw maganda yung nagmumultitask.
Oo, no?
Oo.
So, given naman yan, no,
Oo.
na hindi maganda. Now, pagdating mo sa millennials, ito
Paano naman ang attitude naming mga millennials? Excited ako dyan. So,
So,
ang mga Gen Z ay may
oo.
pagka-clingy, emotional.
Oo.
Kung sakaling magmabait at mabuti ang boss kami,
Oo.
paano po kami?
So, ang